Adamson came to Hamline as a transfer student from Normandale Community College. A veteran who served in active duty in Afghanistan, Kyle is a gifted and soulful poet. He will be going on to do an MFA in creative writing with the Bennington Writing Seminars in Bennington, Vermont, where he is sure to distinguish himself.
So I'm going to read a couple poems that I've worked on while I was here and after graduating. The first one is Indoor Cat. The cat often rubs against my shin while I'm watching baseball. She studies the streets from the windowsill, knows what claws are for, her blood knows birds. I sometimes see myself looking out that same window when I trekked into the city of Ramadi, into the fourth-story building where I saw myself appear in a mirror in a shrapnel-scarred bathroom, and I emerged as the henchman. Every day we mounted Humvees and traveled 1,000 years into history with each city block until I was gripping flint for the first time. I keep my cat in the house. I know what she'll find. Post Bravo at night. Not even ghosts bother to roam these streets during the dark curfew. I'm chain smoking, Horseface won't sleep anymore. The guys in the platoon are talking about home like it's a thing. This is 2005. I don't think Achilles actually existed. The ruins of Troy were never found. This is all interrupted when the buzz from the speakers of the evening prayer fade to a dim. There's always that silence before the doors slam, and Iraqis retire their lights and their homes. Sometimes, only for a second, I hear what could be the only sound I'll ever cherish, when the city takes a deep breath before the shadows claim the alleys and the lofty buildings become the landscape of every nightmare I'll ever know. As Horseface adjusts his MVGs for the certain dark, I'm an unsettled fisherman sitting on the banks of a quiet river of human blood. The philosophy of a patrol is to question only those that no longer breathe. Some call it a game of dogs. The lieutenant says, to search the mosque, call the bombs, and be sure to scavenge all the flesh before leaving. So one must. A patrol moves, observes, and secures, but speaks nothing of a mission. Call it nihilism, atheism, or surrealism, but the dogs call it their day. No one thought to write down the rules before the game began, so the mutts lap up bile from the potholes along the markets and snap scraps from the shifty hands of merchants. And this is my last poem. Roadside bomb as seen through a PBS 7. A lotus spreads upon the first flash of sunlight, sprouting to horrific bloom by a single seed from Hades, and the crude lime hue where apparitions assume the shape of fleeing howls. The deafening concussion is followed by the intrusive silence. All that remains is the carbon residue of grief. Thanks for having me.